back here, and today I'm going to be doing a tutorial on inward stilt, and this tutorial was suggested by Panda, and yeah, let's get into this trick. Here's an example of the trick, inward stilt. Alright, so there was an example of the trick. Alright, so before you start this trick, I suggest that you're comfortable with inward lunar, because inward lunar is the same pull-up motion as inward stilt. All it is a little bit more rotation. And also, knowing stilt will definitely help. You'll probably know stilt before doing inward stilt. So if you do, that will definitely help, because it kind of gets you familiar with this balance right here. So know those two tricks, inward lunar and stilt, and then you should be good for trying the trick. Alright, so the first thing you're going to want is a kendama that has a decent sized bevel that's seems kind of honed in for stalls. That will definitely help. So a decent sized bevel will help with that. Another thing is licking the bevel. So I know, like, it's weird, but for all balance or stall tricks, really, licking the bevel is always going to help. It just makes it stick on a lot easier. So when you're learning it, you don't always have to lick the bevel, but especially when you're learning it, you can lick the bevel, and that will definitely help. So now let's get into this trick. So basically, if you know inward lunar, this trick's going to be pretty easy, but if you don't, this is the motion you're going to do. So you're going to start with the tom in your hand with the hole facing up, and you're just going to have the ken down here, and what the string is going to be facing you, so that the big cup is to the right and the small cup is to the left. So this is your starting position like this: big cup to the right, small cup to the left, string facing you like this. What you're going to do next is you're going to bend down, let the ken go with your hand like that. Try and keep it as straight as possible when you bring the tama down as you bend down with your knees. So use your knees, bend down, and the next important part is the kind of motion you're going to be doing with the tama. So what you're going to do is kind of a upward motion like that, give it a little pull up, and also a little bit to the right. So it's not completely forward, it's kind of diagonal like that. So as you can see, it's kind of like a diagonal pull up, and that will make the ken do the rotation that you want. So as you can see, if I pull up like that, it's going to kind of make the ken do this rotation like this, and you're not going to want to do a lot of rotation because it's just basically half a flip. So pull up that way, and what that's going to do, obviously going to spin it a little bit this way, and it's going to bring it forward like this, and that's going to be in the position you want to be to land it on inward stilt. So once again, make sure the string position or the ken position is right. Bend down, pull up inward, or not inward, but diagonally and forward like this, and make sure you're spinning the ken like that. So just practice this, pulling up, and then catch it and make sure that it's in this position right here. This is the ideal position you want it to be in. So practice this, just pull up, catch it, and make sure it's in the position like this. And once you're comfortable with that, you can add on the last part to the trick, which is actually landing it on inward stilt. Alright, so when you land it on inward stilt, when you're first learning it, you're going to want to use a lot of knees to cushion it a lot. So you're going to pull up, and you're going to spot where you need to land it. You're going to kind of let it just lightly land on. Catch it at its apex like you do with most stall tricks. So catch it at the peak of the flip or the pull up of the ken, so that the ken doesn't fall onto inward stilt. You kind of want to cushion it, and as you cushion it, you use your knees to bring it down to, like, kind of stop the momentum, I guess, and that will definitely help using your knees. So all in one motion, it's going to look like that. As you can see, I used my knees. It's just a really precise motion, and you're really going to want to practice inward lunar first, getting the motion, then also being comfortable, like I said, with inward stilt. That'll definitely help, because there's not much room to actually stall. Like, if it's too far over to the left, it's going to slip off. Too far over to the right, it's going to slip off. So it kind of has to be like perfectly in the middle there to get a clean inward stilt. So really practice this pull up, making sure that it's clean, and really use your knees a lot, and that'll definitely help. As you can see, this one's still a bit to the left, but it's not going to fall off because it's not too far over. But the ideal position would be like right in the middle right there, because that's going to make it easier for inward stilts, flips, and stuff like that. Alright, so that's basically it for this tutorial. When you get it on the inward stilt, you can just end it whichever way you want. Just pop it up, spike it, you can do a like flip in. But yeah, that's going to do it for this tutorial. It's not the hardest trick, just make sure that you're comfortable with inward lunar, and it'll make it like way easier. So use your knees, and once you get good at it, you won't really need to use your knees as much, but when you're learning it, use lots of knees, cushion it a lot, and it shouldn't be too hard. So that's it for this tutorial. Make sure to leave your suggestions for next week's tutorial down below. Make sure to leave a like, subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace. One more and we're still dead.